Howdy, folks, and happy Tuesday, hopefully. Hopefully this goes up on time. I'm recording a little earlier than I normally do, because, I don't know, I'm bored, I guess. Let us put on our calm and relaxing Kirby music compilation, and then drag that over there. And today I'm doing something, a little different. Obviously, the first video of this etc. revival was about Disney and D23, and I thought it would be fun to go through and rank on a tier list the attractions and such across both the Disneyland and the Walt Disney World resorts. These are very much beloved places to me, and I just think it'd be interesting to attempt to rank them because I've never really done that before. My thoughts on this probably change quite frequently, though admittedly it's not like I'm at these places often, but I guess just thinking about it. So I've been to I'm gonna start with the Disneyland Resort, which I've been to once. It's been a little while now. It was before Galaxy's Edge opened. I actually don't know how long ago that was. So there's going to be quite a few things in here that simply hadn't opened yet while I was there. But otherwise, I should be able to do most of this. There's definitely not as much on here that I have like super strong feelings towards. There's a lot of things in here that I haven't done specifically, where I've done like the versions of them here. But let's begin with, I love that this is the start. I love that the start is frickin' Gadget's Go Coaster, which I believe is now Chippendale's Gadget Coaster, actually. And, oh god, this is the baseline. This is the baseline. That's a hard one, because I actually quite like this thing. This is I believe it's just a Vekoma Jr. coaster. It's a very simple ride, literally an off-the-shelf kiddie coaster. But it's very well themed, it's cute, it's got, you know, the whole Rescue Rangers theme, which I've never seen, you know, the Rescue Rangers TV show. I've seen the Disney Plus movie, which I think is genuinely excellent. I really do like the Rescue Rangers movie. I'm gonna turn the music down a little, it seems a little loud. There we go. Who knows if it actually is loud? You think I'm gonna watch this back? So this I'm gonna plop in B tier. I think this is a fun ride. It's got some nice theming. The theming is better now. It's gotten better. They've updated it. They've added some new statues of, you know, the Rescue Rangers characters, which I think is really cool. So I think this is definitely, I'm gonna call this a B tier attraction. I know, an off-the-shelf kiddie coaster, but I'm easy to please. Now I believe this is meant to be Star Wars Launch Bay, and this thing sucks. This thing is bad. I don't even care whether or not I've been inside or outside of this thing. If I even went in here, this thing just sucks. It's just stupid. This shouldn't be here. This should be demolished. Tomorrowland needs something. Tomorrowland is desperate. It's old. Kill this. Kill this before Autopia, actually. Well, gold, opinions, spoilers. Yeah, this thing sucks. I don't even care if I haven't been inside of this thing, because I have strong feelings towards it. It sucks. Now, Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind was not open yet. I think it was under construction, or it was very close to opening while I was there. For reference, this is a relocated, redone ride from Bugs Land. This is DCA. I have not experienced. I have also not experienced Phantasmic. It was unfortunately closed while I was there, due to, I believe, Galaxy's Edge construction. So, I also have not seen Phantasmic, unfortunately. Phantasmic also is currently closed right now because the dragon burned to the ground. So that's rough. And now we have Toy Story Midway Mania, and I've done this once. I mainly am going to speak for the Walt Disney World version. They're pretty much clones, other than in name. So, like, it's hard for me to exactly pick out my experiences from the Disneyland version. I do remember in the Disneyland version, we basically had to run here for our Fast Pass. Paper Fast Pass still existed at this time. We basically had to bolt for it. Well, Paper Fast Pass didn't exist. It was like Fast Pass before they phased it out. To make it. I love this thing. I remember when this thing was brand new over at Hollywood Studios. It's really cool. It's fun. It's a good time. Okay, I think Gadgets Go Coaster needs to go into C tier, because I think this is a B tier. We're gonna get this out. I think up till here, this is the stuff that I like. I don't know. Maybe it's like this? Oh, that feels weird. You know what? We'll figure it out with time. So Disneyland Forever is not a show that I've seen. I love the theme song, but I haven't seen the show. So I'm gonna play a little game here. I'm gonna substitute this out with the nighttime show that I have seen, and because I think that's fair. So I'm gonna put in here, instead of Disneyland Forever, I'm going to say Mickey's Mix Magic, because I visited during I think it was Mickey and Minnie Mouse's birthday or something. They replaced the show with like a little projection thing. The big thing that it did, that was like its big innovation, was they were projecting on Main Street for the first time. But I didn't see that because I watched it It's a Small World twice, and both times the fireworks got canceled. Mickey's Mix Magic is still awesome. I've only seen it with the projections and with the music, and it's great. It's a really fun time. The music, the remixes are really fun. The visuals were really cool. It's got a great vibe. It's a short show, but for what it is, I think it's really, really quite cool. I think it's quite cool. Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin is an interesting one. I feel like it's definitely the best of, like, the classic I don't know if I'd say that. It's one of the better classic-style dark rides. Yeah, that's a hard one. I don't really have super strong feelings towards it. I think it's neat. I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but I think it's really cool. I think the animation style is really neat. And the ride's quite fun. I do like the spinning element. I'm not super always someone for spinning, but I think it was done really well here. I'm gonna say it's either bottom of B or top of C. I'm gonna put it in C for now. It's gonna be really funny because the drop-off down here is gonna be immense. Like, F is gonna be real low, and this is gonna be real high, and the middle's gonna be, like, a lot of, like, kind of... You're gonna have to take my words more than my placement more. I'm not exactly experienced in how tier lists are meant to work. I believe this is the animation building at DCA. And I don't care. I don't have feelings towards this thing. I think I've been inside it once. I think I walked inside and was like, oh, that's neat. Okay. It's fine. And I think this is a hard one not to put right here. The Haunted Mansion is a beloved attraction of mine. I absolutely adore nearly everything about it. I love the queue, I love the music, I love the story, I love the effects, there is not enough good that I could say about the Haunted Mansion, especially, you know, the iconic Haunted Mansion. That is the facade. There is no other Haunted Mansion that has a better facade to me. Maybe Mystic Manor, but Mystic Manor is not a Haunted Mansion. Mystic Manor is a thing on its own, and I think it should be treated as such. For reference, I'm talking Mystic Manor is the Hong Kong Disneyland version, which does not have ghosts in it because I don't actually know exactly why. It's a cultural thing. It's really good. I haven't done it, but I've heard it's really good, so I'll take their word for it. But this is definitely this is a beloved one of mine, a childhood favorite, and an absolutely wonderful attraction that I got to do, that I've done both versions of, the original. I think this thing is wonderful. Web Slingers I have not experienced, but if I had experienced it, I do believe it was apparently supposed to go here. But I haven't done it, so it's gonna go here. I'm gonna put this here, so it's like have not experienced and then no strong feelings, and I'm pretty sure I've done this. Star Tours is a lot of fun. Star Tours is fun. But it doesn't wow me particularly. It's nothing incredible. You know, when we have these very heavily screen-based attractions, when I'm thinking Midway Mania, Midway Mania is a lot of fun. But it's not particularly impressive to me. You know, same thing with Star Tours. Like, it's a motion-based with a screen. It's a well-done motion-based with a screen. The animatronics are fun. Because I'm pretty sure there's animatronics at the front of that. It's a good time. But it's pretty much just a good time. I think I like Midway Mania more than Star Tours. I think I'm gonna put that here for now. But not much higher than that. It's a good attraction, but I think it's just, you know, it's just a basic simulator. A basic simulator isn't particularly impressive to some of the other things that are on this list. Now, this is Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. This is a pretty generic flat ride that is executed really well. This, I think, is another... For me, I think this is actually better than both of these. I think this is actually top of B tier. Like, for real. One, it's Cars Land. It's Tow Mater. Of course, I have a soft spot for it, but this is also a really fun ride. It's got a really fun ride system. Just overall... a very fun attraction for what it is. It is a very simple flat ride. This could exist at a carnival on a temporary base, but it's a lot of fun for what it is. It's got a really fun theme, you know, like the tractors. I have a soft spot for this thing. Now, the Alice in Wonderland Dark Ride. This is, you know, one of your classic Fantasyland style dark rides. And I don't really have much feelings for this one. I've been on it. It's fine. Those classic Fantasyland style dark rides definitely have aged. They don't really appeal to me super much. Like, I think for me this is our first D tier. Just not really something I care about. It's cool. The outside is cool. I remember it being pretty interesting on the inside. Like, it looked nice, but it's definitely, you know, kind of old. There's a lot of newer stuff that I like better, and I feel like it's just, like, not super impressive, personally. That's how I feel. I believe this is Casey Jr. Circus Train, which I haven't done, and I believe this is the Davy Crockett Explorer Canoes, which I haven't done. And what is this? Hold on, there's a way for me to check what this is. The Main Street Cinema. Is this Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln? Well, I haven't done it. Autopia. This is a hard one. Autopia's neat. Autopia's cute. It's fine. The queue, I remember being a sponsor spot. Like, it was, like, full of screens with, like, ads on it. Or it felt like ads. And the cars, it smells bad. It's not exactly the easiest to breathe. It's, like, low air quality. It's cute. It's cute. But it needs some work. Whether or not it needs to exist is another question, but I think for me, I would say worse than Alice in Wonderland, bottom of D tier. It's fine. Dumbo, I've actually not done the Disneyland version of Dumbo, so I will wait to rank this. The wait was just so long. King Arthur Carousel, I also haven't done this. Listen, I promise I have opinions on Disneyland rides. I know it looks bad down here. Here we go. What is this called? Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully on the Loose? Something like that. Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully on the... Alright, what's it called? Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue. That's what it's called. I actually didn't get it to pop up in Google. I remember that first. It's fine. This is Superstar Limo. If you know what Superstar Limo is, well, you know. If you don't, you can probably Google it. You'll figure it out real quick. And, I knew that this was just a reskinned Superstar Limo going into it. And I think I was, like, kind of impressed by it. It's cute. It's fine. I'd say here. It's not bad. It's not bad. But it's not good. It definitely, if it closed tomorrow, I wouldn't be upset that I don't get to do it again. That sort of thing. I don't have, like, super strong feelings towards everything. I'm not gonna be able to justify all of my picks. Anyway. I don't want to dwell too long on anything. This was closed because of construction. I actually don't even know what this is called. I actually don't know. I don't remember what this is called. I can't remember. Space Mountain! I have done Space Mountain once in my life, and when I was young, I kept my eyes closed in every roller coaster ever. So I have never actually seen the inside of a Space Mountain. Which we'll get to later. As such, I really wanted to do the Disneyland version. The Disneyland version reopened from maintenance the day after we left. So unfortunately, it is another one to add to the pile of have not experienced and no strong feelings. Big Thunder Mountain. Big Thunder Mountain is wonderful. Big Thunder Mountain is a fantastic attraction. The Disneyland version is better. It's got some wonderful effects. It is a very fun ride. It's not perfect. I think the length of the train... here's my roller coaster nerd coming out. The length of the train hurts the thing. The drops do nothing if you are towards the front of the train. You are literally at the bottom of the drop before the back of the train disengages from the lift hill half the time, I swear. But the effects with, like, the dynamite lift hill, whatever you want to call it, is really cool. It's fun for a family ride. It definitely has that kind of, like, wildness to it. It's got a great location in this park. It's good. It's very good. Big Thunder Mountain is definitely a childhood favorite. I think I would place it above Mickey's Mix Magic. Definitely. 100%. It's a freaking museum experiment. It's a freaking museum exhibit about, like, whatever they've just built in the park. Just go look at it or something. Like, it's not, like, the interesting part of Imagineering. It's like, oh yeah, here's a model of the land we just built. You show the model before you've built it. I actually don't even know if this still exists. And I'm probably being meaner than I need to be to this thing, because, you know, generally speaking, I do actually like that stuff. But I don't remember it being interesting in there. Anyway, Goofy Sky School, I think this is. No, Goofy Sky School, is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. This is a Wild Mouse. This is just an off-the-shelf type Wild Mouse coaster. But I don't think that's entirely a bad thing. I'm going to say here. This thing should be removed and replaced. Which I know, why am I putting it in C? Because I like it. Because I have fond memories of this thing because it had a single rider line. And I lapped it like 3 or 4 or 5 times. All in a row. And when you're at a Disney park and you can lap a roller coaster that fast, it feels good. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? I'm not wrong. The Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise. I'm a big Jungle Cruise fan. But I wouldn't say I'm a huge Jungle Cruise fan. It's quite enjoyable. I quite like it. And I think I would put it... Is it bottom of A, or is it bottom of A or top of B? For now, I'm gonna say the top of B. Gonna say the top of B. Remember, these are all attractions I like. These are all attractions that I kind of like. There we go! No! Ah! Oh, this is hard to decide. No, we'll make the adjustments later. We'll make the adjustments later. Chaos is occurring. The Jungle Cruise is really fun. You gotta get a good skipper. When you get a good skipper, you get a good Jungle Cruise. I think it's just funny. The Jungle Cruise is funny. It's very enjoyable. The Disneyland monorail. I don't know if it's on the Walt Disney World list. I'm actually gonna check. I don't think it is. It should be. That's a crime. The Walt Disney World monorail is perhaps one of my favorite things on Walt Disney World property. No word of a lie. I love the Walt Disney World monorail. I have so much nostalgia for that thing. Genuinely. Like, a day at Epcot, or like we would ride, we would ride the entire monorail loop. I love that thing. And the Disneyland monorail doesn't quite fulfill that for me, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I think I would put it here. My gut tells me there. It doesn't have the impact that the Walt Disney World monorail does for me, but we genuinely used it to go eat at Downtown Disney. Like, genuinely it's useful. At the park. Okay, it's not that useful, because we could have just eaten in the park or walked. But we used it! I'm coming up with excuses. The Astro Orbiter I haven't done. World of Color is probably my single favorite thing on Disneyland property. Aside from maybe one thing that tops it. World of Color, I think, is genuinely life-changing. I'm talking original World of Color here. I haven't seen World of Color 1. World of Color is, I think, the thing that taught me that the Disneyland Resort exists. I saw it in a TV commercial, and I was like, wow, that looks amazing. I was very young. This was maybe, like, 10 years before I ever went. I always wanted to see it. I always wanted to see it. And we had, like, like, dessert package. So we got, like, seating and everything, and it was pouring rain. Actually pouring rain. And I remember seeing that show start, and my eyes being locked to it the entire time. Sitting there in the pouring rain, watching something I can only describe as truly beautiful unfold before me. World of Color makes me feel things. It is incredible. Every part of World of Color is incredible. And it will stick with me forever. The feelings that I had watching that show. It is all-encompassing. You are so close to that water. It is genuine magic. And there are not many things that Disney does that I am willing to call that. Not everything. There are a couple things that I'll bring up. World of Color is awesome. It's so cool. I hope that the new version, World of Color 1, doesn't ruin that. I haven't seen it, and I'm not gonna see it. I'm not gonna watch a video of it. I have to see it in person. But I think World of Color is the single most impactful thing. I think it belongs at the top of this list. I don't think I did Peter Pan's Flight at Disneyland. Stupid website. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, I do believe this is. I'm gonna spoil the hell out of this ride. I'm gonna spoil the hell out of this ride. This ride ends in hell. You go to hell. I think that's awesome. I think that's just so fun. And I think that makes it my very favorite of the classic Fantasyland Dark rides. Yes, I think it belongs at the bottom of B tier, just below our good friend Star Tours. Mr. Toad's Wild Ride is nothing impressive, but you go to hell at the end, and I think that's just hilarious. What is this? I don't know what this is. Oh, it's Pinocchio's Daring Journey. Oh, okay. I think I did that. I think. Actually. Yeah. It can go there. The Disneyland Railroad. I have a story. On one of the days that we visited, so we did Park Hopper every day that we were at the Disneyland Resort. It's pretty cheap there. At least it used to be at the time. I don't know how expensive it is now. And there was a ride that I wanted to get a Fast Pass for over in DCA, but we wanted to spend most of our day at Disneyland. A lot of attractions there, such as the Haunted Mansion, that we had not ridden yet. And so I went over to DCA. I got my Fast Pass, and meanwhile, we were gonna go ride the Haunted Mansion. And so I told my family, go get on the train. The train will take you to New Orleans Square. It's the next stop on the loop. So I'm gonna go get my Fast Pass. I'll walk over to New Orleans Square. You'll be on the train. We'll be there at the same time. So I get my Fast Pass, I walk back over, and I walk to New Orleans Square. I walk to the train station, and my family is not there. So that's a little awkward. Confused, I walk back to the train station. Where are they? I don't see them there. And then I walk back to New Orleans Square, and they're not there. And then I walk back to the train station, and they're not there. And then I walk back to New Orleans Square, and then they're there. The train just took a long time to get... It took a long time for them to be able to get on a train, because there were a lot of people, apparently. So I have a soft spot for this thing. I think I did most of the loop. And I'm gonna put this on the same thing as the Disneyland Monorail. Better than the Disneyland Monorail. And I think that's fair. Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage. Hold on. No, I think that's fine. Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage. I don't really care about. It's just okay. It doesn't really do anything particularly interesting. You sit in a submarine. That's cool, I guess. It's not very comfortable down there. It's kind of cramped. You look at, like, somewhat neatly projected fish. I think it's probably the top of D. Yeah, that's probably fair. And now, my favorite ride at the Disneyland Resort. Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. This is the world's greatest drop tower that I have been on. This is the best drop tower in North America. I'll say that this is the best drop tower in North America. In Europe, I know there's some cool ones. I know Phantasialand's got this really cool one. No one's gonna know what Phantasialand is if you're watching this video. Then again, no one's paying attention to what I'm actually saying. This is background noise. Side of the person paying attention to this video. Why are there vocals to this song? That's distracting. Mission Breakout is fantastic. I think it is better than the Tower of Terror. Then the Walt Disney World Tower of Terror, the best version of the Tower of Terror. I never did the Disneyland Tower of Terror. But Mission Breakout is awesome from start to finish. I actually cannot... Oh, it's a remix. That's why. Oh, okay. Well, I was hoping this would just be regular Kirby music. Well, sorry whoever's remix that was. It was good, but I'm trying to speak over you here. Anyway, the pre-show. Oh my god, the pre-show of this thing. I love Rocket Raccoon. First of all, I love Guardians of the Galaxy. It's like the one Marvel series I care about. I would really want to see Volume 3. I think it's coming to Disney Plus soon. It might already be on Disney Plus. I will watch it. It's like the one thing I care about from Marvel. I'm not a movie person. I love Rocket Raccoon. I love Rocket Raccoon. And god, that animatronic is so cool! The way he moves. Oh, it's so cool. And oh, the pre-show. And the queue is so cool. All of the stuff in there. All of the cool memorabilia that's in there. There's Figment in there. Spoilers, I like Figment. And then the actual ride. Oh my god. The way that it starts. First off, okay, hold on. The whole way that they make you do like the put your hands up as an access code thing. As a way to trick people into having their hands up when it shoots you upwards is genius to scare. I love that. I love that. I mean, I would have done it anyways. I would have had my hands up to get the freaking airtime, but they try and trick everyone into it, and I think that's so clever. I mean, and the start, the projection of him plugging in, and then the music starts, and then they launch you upwards, and all the stuff on the screen. The screens are really clear. You don't have to worry about freaking like 3D glasses making it hard to see. And the music playing. There's just so much energy. There's so much energy and liveliness, and it makes it feel so much more action-packed and thrilling than it really is. It's atmosphere. Atmosphere is what does this ride for me. It's so well crafted. It's art. And then my favorite moment of the ride, my favorite specific moment, is right at the very, very top. When the doors open for the photo moment, and you're overlooking Disneyland, and Rocket Raccoon says, Disneyland? But that's thematically inconsistent. Drop all the way down to the bottom of the towers, if I remember right. Like, that's just hilarious. That is probably my single favorite joke that they have ever told in any ride. It's so good. It's such a fantastic attraction. It does everything right. I am literally wearing a Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout t-shirt as we speak. I just realized. That's amazing. What timing. Yeah. Genuinely the best attraction at Disneyland, in my opinion. The whole resort. It's wonderful. It's so wonderful. The outside of the building is kind of ugly, but that doesn't bother. Okay. I don't think I agree with the idea that it's kind of ugly. I like it. Yeah, I like it. No, I retract that. I do like it. I think it's cool looking. I know people say it's ugly, but I like it. I just do. Moving on. Grizzly River Run is not something I've done. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is also not something I've done. And this might be a hot take, but I think that the Buzz Lightyear Shooter Dark rides are... Ooh. Hmm. I like the interactive dark ride. I think the interactive dark ride is interesting. I don't think it's the best kind of dark ride. I definitely think it's kind of like the cheap way to do a dark ride. Which is weird because it's an entire extra layer to it. But when you're doing an interactive dark ride, you're probably skimping on something else. It's the reason why, you know, if there's an interactive dark ride at like a regional theme park, or if there's a dark ride at a regional theme park, it's probably an interactive ride. Because you can kind of cut corners because people aren't paying as much. They're very closely paying attention to like screens and stuff. And Midway Mayhem is just screens. And I think Astro Blasters has more of a wow factor to it. You know, there's stuff going on. There's quite a lot to look at. It's all practical. And I think there's definitely something to be said for that. And I think, for me, personally, I think Astro Blasters actually outranks even this. I think it goes right there. I don't think it's better than Jungle Cruise. I don't think it's better than Jungle Cruise, but I think this is fair. I think right above Mater's Junkyard Jamboree. What is this? Okay, this is clearly not working, trying to do this in Inspect Element. What is that? Disney Junior Dance Party. Oh, you already know where that's going. No, I haven't seen this. Indiana Jones Adventure. We got another one. We've got another one. Indiana Jones Adventure is awesome. It's just awesome. The, like, freaking, like, mile-long, or however long it is, trek to the temple that actually makes you feel like you are leaving Disneyland and entering, like, this, like, jungle is... It's a technical limitation. It's a space limitation. But it's perfect. Like, Indiana Jones Adventure basically takes place, like, on the very edge of, like, their property. It runs up against the road. And, they had to take they just had to have a really long pathway out to it. There was no other way to do it. But it's genius. It just works. And I think it's really cool. I think it's really cool that their solution to that problem was just so natural. Indiana Jones was such a perfect way to do that. This trek to this faraway, forgotten temple. And the queue is so wonderful. The detail. And the actual ride. Like, this is, like, some of the peak practical... Like, for its time, this must have been the greatest thing people had ever seen. The ride system, I love the enhanced motion vehicle. I believe that's what it's called, the EMV. It's so cool. The way that it can accelerate like that, but it can still show you like a really like detailed... It's hard to describe. It's really hard to describe my feelings for this thing. It's so cool. It's so detailed and beautiful in that building. And I think Mission Breakout definitely still beats it. Like, I hate to say it, but it does. But man, it's great. The effects on this thing are wonderful. This thing, it's really cool. For its age, this thing would hold up if it was built today. I don't think they should build it again today. Dinoland USA, go see previous video for opinions. They should not build this thing again today. This is an old ride, and it's showing its age a little bit, but fantastic. And, well, if you look at the bookmarks bar, I think you already know what my feelings are here. If you watch the video that I put out as I'm recording this today, you know what my feelings are. It's a small world I have loved since I was a child. I've always loved it. I think it's adorable. I know that the song is grating for people. People do not like that song. And I simply don't get it. I think it's really cute. And I think it has such an important meaning. I think it's really cute how throughout its entire life, it's just had the wholesome story of, like, that, like, I don't know, it feels like a message of just, like, almost like we're all in this together, we're all not so different, you know, which is exactly, you know, it's the lyrics of the song. But I just love this thing. I've always thought it's adorable, and it's really impressive. Like, it's visually breathtaking, I think. It's so simple, but it's done so well. I love It's a Small World and the Disneyland version. You know, I grew up with the Magic Kingdom version. The Disneyland version craps all over the Magic Kingdom version, solely because of the outside. It's beautiful. It's an icon. Like, the whole area around It's a Small World at Disneyland is It's a Small World. The music is everywhere, and you don't have to be in that building in order to see things like the clock tower going off and the little parade. Not parade, the little dance that happens in front of it. It's wonderful. And I know a lot of people would say, F tier, literally the worst thing. It's creepy, the song. But my entire life, I've loved the thing. I've always thought it was adorable. And someone's gonna be like, who the hell are you? What the hell are you talking about? To that. But I just love it. I just do. I'm sorry. God, I'm going so slowly through this. Oh, this is gonna take ages. Alright, Jumpin' Jellyfish, I haven't done. I haven't done this. Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. Yeah. Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters is freaking incredible. It's adorable. It's just so much fun. You don't know what you're getting into with that thing. I didn't know what I was getting into with that thing. It's freaking trackless ride vehicles of cars dancing to music. It's adorable. It's so good. I don't have much more to say about that. I apologize. I'm gonna try and speed up a little bit. I don't have all night. But I love this thing. With all my heart. The Main Street Electrical Parade, I have not seen. Regrettable. I have not seen it. The Matterhorn. The Matterhorn. A hot take, maybe, but I think this is low. This is pretty low. This is pretty low. The Matterhorn is unbearably rough. It's unbearably rough for a reason. I think it's actually the bottom of B tier. I'm gonna give it some credit. I'm gonna be polite to it. The Matterhorn is just rough. It is the first ever tubular steel track roller coaster. Essentially, this is the birthplace of the modern roller coaster in terms of steel. You know, the wooden coaster existed before it, but this was Arrow's first steel coaster, I believe. This thing is history. It's important. But that doesn't mean it's particularly fun. It's just rough. It's bumpy. Okay, the Yeti's cool. The Yeti actually moves. Unlike a certain other Yeti. But that's it. What's this? Mickey's PhilharMagic. I have not experienced this version of Mickey's PhilharMagic. We'll get to that. Golden Zephyr, I believe this thing is called, and, You know what? You know what, actually? Yeah, no. It's not F tier. I don't hate this thing. But who cares? This thing exists at, like, this is a carnival ride. It's not themed. At all. It's fine. But, like, I don't know. Jesse's Critter Carousel did not exist. I saw it being built. Or I think it's a re-theme. And Incredicoaster. You know what? No. I'm gonna... This might be a hot take. I don't like this thing. Incredicoaster is a boring ride that does nothing. Until the vertical loop. And then it's actively painful. That thing hurts. That thing gave me a headache. That vertical loop is unbearably rough. It hits you like a truck because you don't expect it to be rough because the rest of the ride isn't rough. And then all of a sudden, it's just like, you know what? Enjoy slamming your head into the restraint and enjoy not being able to think for the next hour. It's not fun. Incredicoaster isn't very fun. It doesn't do anything. It goes in circles. It doesn't look particularly good. Like, it looks good from the ground, but otherwise, it's just kind of boring. It doesn't pull up, like... Maybe that's a hot take, but this thing hurts. I wouldn't do it again. You know, I would do it again, but I'd be bracing for it. And I probably would, if it had a long wait, I'd skip it. I'd do it again if it was easy to. The Pixar Pal Around is a Ferris wheel. I didn't get to do the swinging cars. I never went back for them. I only did the regular cars. And, it's just a Ferris wheel. So I'm not going to place this too high. But it's definitely better than Goofy Sky School. It's just a Ferris wheel. I'm not a huge Ferris wheel person, but it's got some pretty okay views. I don't think looking at a Disney park from above is particularly impressive unless you're me and, like, you're snooping and you're looking for all of the, like, show buildings and stuff. From, like, an immersion perspective, which when I'm actually in the parks is kind of more so what I'm looking for. The coolest part about it was I got to see the backside of the Radiator Springs rockwork. And all, like, the metal that holds it up. Pirates of the Caribbean... This is a good attraction. It's pretty cute. It's pretty... No. Bottom of A. Is it, though? Okay, first off, what the hell is this thing doing here? I don't know. I've never had a strong connection to pirates. I just never really have. I've seen all the movies, and I actually like the movies probably more than I like the ride. I'm gonna say top of B. I'm gonna say top of B. I think I actually genuinely care about Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters more. I would gush about Luigi's Rollicking Roadsters, but I wouldn't gush about Pirates of the Caribbean. I think I'd even go as far as to say this. Like, genuinely. It's impressive. It's more impressive than those rides. But my personal feelings is that Pirates of the Caribbean, I'm not huge into. I'm not a huge Pirates of the Caribbean fan. I'm letting my nostalgia win on this one. Actual genuineness. I put this here as a joke. Because I hate the Magic Kingdom version of this. Because it doesn't make sense thematically. Frontierland. New Orleans ride. Wrong parts of America. here at Disneyland, it's gonna work. Whether or not the attraction's gonna be good, I don't know. Obviously, this is a have-not experienced. But the Disneyland version is actually good in my books, in terms of placement. I will reserve judgment on the ride till it's actually done, and I go on it. Radiator Springs Racers. What can you say about Radiator Springs Racers? First of all, Cars Land is incredible. It is just outstanding. Like, I've played the Cars video game on stream. So you know damn well that I love the Cars franchise. More than I should, because it is goddamn Cars. But it's... Radiator Springs Racers is wonderful. The dark ride section is just amazing. Every part of it is fantastic and beautiful. And the car animatronics are so cool. And then you get to the actual outdoor racing, literally racing through Radiator Springs. Like, come on, that is so cool. That is so cool. Radiator Springs Racers is art. It's amazing. And it belongs as my second favorite attraction on Disneyland property. Ride. World of Color, I don't ride attraction, I kind of use interchangeably. World of Color is probably my peak in terms of, in terms of everything. Redwood Creek Adventure Trail, I don't even know why this is on here, because it's a walkthrough thing. It's better than all of these. It's neat. Rise of the Resistance, I have not done the Disneyland version of. I will be rating it in comparison to Magic Kingdom, Disney World attractions. I think this is the Storybook Land Canal Boats, and honestly, I would say this thing is probably better than all of these, but is definitely down here. It's fine. It's cute. It's cute. And that's why it gets all of these, because I look at that and go, yeah, that's pretty neat, actually. But it's not much more than that. This was, I think, in pieces when I saw it, so definitely haven't been on that. However, this thing absolutely would destroy Golden Zephyr if it needed to. Is this... I think this is the new version of the Snow White, right? Yeah, this is Snow White's Enchanted Tale. I haven't done this, and honestly, I don't even think I have an opinion on Snow White's Scary Adventures. Soarin'. I don't have as much sentimentality towards the California version of Soarin'. And so this positioning might change, but I think... No, you know what? Soarin' is S tier. Soarin' is not better than the Haunted Mansion, but Soarin' is S tier. Soarin' is beautiful. Soarin' is just... You take someone to Disney for their first time, and you put them on Soarin', and everyone loves Soarin'. The music is something special. I think that the music for Soarin', there is nothing else quite like that. The way that that music for Soarin' makes me feel. The way that it's timed. I'm not someone who likes smells, but the smell effects I think are really cool on the ride. Soarin' is nostalgia. But I think it's just amazing. I think it's so cool. I think Soarin' is so cool. I'm going to talk more about it when I get to the Epcot version, because the Epcot version I have a lot more sentimentality for. But this is Soarin' around the world, by the way. This isn't even Soarin' over California, which is apparently better. Moving on, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run I, again, have not done. the Disneyland version, but I will talk about it in the Walt Disney World. Mad Tea Party. I don't think I ever did this version. Did I? I think I did, actually. Either way, I don't think I did this version. I think this is actually Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Yeah, this is Great Moments. What the hell is the Main Street Theater, then? What the hell is this? I don't know. I didn't. I don't think Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln was open when we were there. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is probably on the same tier. Better than Roger Rabbit for me. Cute. One of the better mid-tier dark rides, in my opinion. Don't have much to say about it. I think it's cute. It's Winnie the Pooh. That's about it. And I think The Little Mermaid is, again, kind of that mid-tier dark ride type territory, but I think I would say... I quite like. I think it's Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. I have a soft spot for this one. Specifically, more so the Walt Disney... It's more so the Walt Disney World version that I have the soft spot for. I'm gonna put it here. Yeah. Yeah. Tom Sawyer Island, I haven't done. Turtle Talk with Crush. Is this the... Oh my god, do I get to end with the Enchanted Tiki Room? I get to end with the Enchanted Tiki Room. Top of A tier. Tiki Room's awesome. What can I say? Tiki Room's also where you can get Dole Whip, but the Tiki Room is adorable. Just being able to sit there and have all the birds around you. Like, I went out of my way to make sure, like, we are seeing the Tiki Room. It's really cute. I think the music is really fun. I think it's a really fun concept. It's really cool history that, you know, the technology was borderline impossible at the time. And there we go. So, to go over everything again, this is... I think this is pretty much my order. I'm not going to mess with this too much. World of Color, Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout, Radiator Springs Racers, Indiana Jones Adventure, The Haunted Mansion, and Soarin' make up S tier. A tier is the Enchanted Tiki Room, It's a Small World, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. This says Disneyland Forever, but it's actually Mickey's Mix Magic and Luigi's Rollickin' Roadsters. That is A tier. B tier is The Jungle Cruise, Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, Pirates of the Caribbean, Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, Toy Story Midway Mania, Star Tours, Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, and the Matterhorn Bobsleds. C tier is, I believe this is Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, but I might have the name wrong. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin, the Disneyland Railroad, the Disneyland Monorail, Gadget's Go Coaster, which is now Chip 'n Dale's Gadget Coaster, I believe, the Pixar Pal-Around, Goofy Sky School, Monsters Inc. Mike and Sully to the Rescue, and the Storybook Land Canal Boats. That is C tier. D tier is the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, Finding Nemo Submarine Voyage, Pinocchio's Daring Journey, Alice in Wonderland, Autopia, and I believe this is called Golden Zephyr. F tier is Incredicoaster and Star Wars Launch Bay. And then all the stuff down here that I haven't experienced at Disneyland. And now... God, it's already been an hour. You know what? You know what? Should this just be a separate video? You know what? No. This won't be a separate video. I've already talked about a lot of these. So we're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. And awkwardly enough, Avatar Flight of Passage is my favorite Disney attraction of all time. I waited 2.5 hours for Flight of Passage the last time I rode it. The ride broke midway. Like, it was not supposed to take that long. That was not the estimated wait time when I got in line. I would do it again. Flight of Passage is, once again, magic. If you don't look left or right, which is the one thing that breaks the attraction because you can see everyone else, if you look forward, if you stare at that screen, and you let yourself believe you are on the back of a Banshee, it is the most immersive thing that I think I will ever get the opportunity to get on. Flight of Passage is incredible. It's so cool. And it truly takes you somewhere else. You are not in the animal kingdom when you are sitting on that bike. On that weird frickin' thing. The pre-show, the queue, that one room before the actual boarding, with like the floating animatronic, and the Flight of Passage is otherworldly. Let alone the land that it's in. Pandora's the best thing they've ever built. But Flight of Passage is genuine magic. It's so cool. I went into that thing thinking it's Soarin' but Avatar. It is not Soarin' but Avatar. It is absolutely not Soarin' but Avatar. It is so cool. And it is, in my opinion, the single greatest thing that they have ever built. And I don't know if they'll ever top it for me. But I love it. Moving on, the American Adventure. I don't think I've seen it before, but I have no strong feelings towards it. Alien Swirling Saucers, I haven't seen it. The Magic Carpets of Aladdin, this thing has no reason to exist. Dinosaur. Dinosaur. I've done once as a very young kid. And I hated it. It scared the hell out of me. I haven't done it in a very long time. And I don't remember it. But I'm gonna be nice and put it here. Kid me hated it, and I will respect the only opinion that I have, and that is the opinion of Kid me. Awesome Planet, I don't have any opinion of. Beauty and the Beast live on stage, I don't have any opinion of. I think I have seen this, but I don't have any opinion of it. Astro Orbiter, this is one of the very few Magic Kingdom rides I haven't done. Mission Space, I haven't done. Well, we just cleared out a hell of a lot real quick, didn't we? And Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is the second best ride on property! Hey, remember when I said Flight of Passage was genuine magic? So is Rise of the Resistance. Rise of the Resistance has a moment on it. You already know I'm spoiling these attractions at this point. Rise of the Resistance has a moment where, during its queue, after you get a briefing from, like, Rey or whatever her name is, the protagonist from, like, the sequel trilogy, you get onto this, like, shuttle. And it's kind of like a motion base. It vibrates a little. And there's a door on the other side. Okay, it's pretty obvious to me. Oh, okay, the other side of that door is the inside of a building. It's gonna open up and we're gonna walk inside and that's gonna be the rest of the queue. So I'm watching what's going on the screens, and then, you know, it comes to the end. And I hear a voice beside me. I am at the edge. I am standing right at the door. It is impossible to hear a voice beside me. I look to my right, and the door has opened, and that is not where we were. We have moved. That door opened in a different place. I had gone through that door earlier, and now we've moved. And in that moment, my brain went, that is impossible. This isn't a real shuttle. But that door moved. And that was a moment where I went, that's impossible. That doesn't happen. And all of a sudden, your brain goes, well, I guess this is real now. I tweeted out at that time, like a picture, because I brought Juniper with me. Just like, oh, they got us. And in that moment, my brain was going, they actually got us.
that door opened in the wrong place.
I now know how it works. Makes a lot of sense, but I couldn't figure it out. Like, I couldn't figure it out. And this is before you get on the ride. This is the pre-show. Because the rest of the queue is unbelievable. And my brain is still just going, what is happening? Because I went in blind. I didn't know what I was getting into. And this is before we get on the ride. I'm not gushing about the ride. I'm gushing about the queue. And the ride itself? I don't know how to put it into words. It's so cool. There are so many things that happen that just feel, how do you fake that? How do you fake some of the stuff that they did? I now know how they faked it all, but I still don't know how they did it. It's one of those things where it's like you see it and it's like, how do you do that? Even when in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I know exactly how that effect works because I watch videos about that sort of thing. It's so cool. Every part of Rise of the Resistance is so cool. This is literally the peak of what they could do with dark ride technology at that time. There is nothing more they could have done to make this better, I swear. I don't know how you could make a better Star Wars dark ride than Rise of the Resistance, other than literally replacing characters for versions that were, like, more popular, like replacing Kylo Ren with Darth Vader so it had more widespread appeal. And even then, like, it'd be... the freaking part where Kylo Ren uses the Force on the ride vehicles and they walk back and forth, that is the coolest thing in the world! That is what trackless ride technology was built for! God, I love it! God, I love it! The Hall of Presidents is garbage. Reflections of China I haven't been on. Rock and Roller Coaster. Wait, that is the wrong picture of the Haunted Mansion. Anyway, Rock and Roller Coaster is an adrenaline rush, and I think it's the most adrenaline rush that Disney has. It's kind of like a light version of Mission Breakout. You know, you get on that thing, and it's just a good time from start to finish. I think this is an A tier. It's quite cool. It's quite well done. It's you know, it's a good time. It's a very enjoyable ride. Yeah. I think it's an A tier attraction. The Haunted Mansion once again belongs in S tier. The bottom of S tier. But the Haunted Mansion is peak classic Disney. I've already explained that. That is still the wrong picture of the Haunted Mansion. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is underrated. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is underrated. Because that is a thrill ride. That is a dark ride crossed with a thrill ride. I screamed at the top of my lungs on this attraction. It's cool. I think it relies too heavily on screens to be S. But I got off of this thing and was like, wow. That was great. Genuinely great. The whole area that it's in, that whole France area, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is one of the better parts of New Epcot. It's a part of New Epcot that I look at and go, you know what? I can respect this. Is this the spirit of Epcot at its core? Not entirely, but the outside is a really great addition to the France Pavilion. I really like Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I think it's really good. Slinky Dog Dash. Slinky Dog Dash. It's also underrated. Oh boy, we're getting through the good ones to start with. Slinky Dog Dash is just fun. I'm gonna say it's not as good as Rock and Roller Coaster. But come on, Slinky Dog Dash is adorable. it gives some airtime. I don't care what anyone says, those bunny hops do give some airtime. And some of this is sentimentality. I got on Slinky Dog Dash, I was in the very back car, and the ride attendant simply asked me after my ride, "You wanna go again?" I just got to go twice. They just let me go twice. For no reason. I'm sorry. Am I biased because of that? Yes. Absolutely. Do I look like I care? It's a small world. The Disneyland version is just better. But I think this is the one I grew up with. Sentimentality, I think, still puts it above the two roller coasters. I'm a roller coaster nut. But I would say it's a small world. Makes me happy. Makes me happy. Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. God, honestly, I don't care about this thing. I don't remember the short films they played at all. But I know I've done it. Go Where You Belong. Star Tours, I'm gonna say, is once again B tier. Jungle Cruise, once again B tier. Soaring Around the World. Is another S tier. Once again, sentimentality. I love the thing. Soarin' is really cool. And I think the queue is actually better in the Walt Disney World version, even though it's more generic. Nostalgia. I've already talked about Soarin', though. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror. Hot take? Not a B. It's been a long time since I've done it. I don't like the theme as much as... nearly as much. I would prefer these, honestly. The Liberty Square Riverboat, I haven't done. I'm sorry, I'm speeding up a little bit. And I feel bad. But we have just gotten to Spaceship Earth. And Spaceship Earth is... Spaceship Earth doesn't go into S tier because it's a little old. It's got some parts that are rough around the edges, and it deserves an update. But Spaceship Earth is really good. It's really, really, really good. Spaceship Earth, I think, is just really interesting. I think it's really fun, and I can't really explain why I enjoy sitting on a dark ride, being taught something. It's visually impressive. I love the icon. I love it as an icon. I love, you know, the big Epcot golf ball. I love the big Epcot golf ball. But I just love Spaceship Earth. I think it's really cool. The interactive element is something that I used to like. I think it now... it either needs to go or it needs to be heavily updated. And that's why I think why it keeps it out of S. I think I remember it more fondly than it really is. And personally, I think they should do the refurbishment on it. If they're gonna do it right. Toy Story Mania. Better than Star Tour? Is that where I put it? That is exactly where I put it here. Okay. Yeah, I think I still hold true here. It's still quite fun. Mad Tea Party. Just not a huge fan. Nah. C tier. Spinning is fun. I haven't done this recently. I don't think I would be able to do this as well as I used to. I think I'm a little more, like, rapid spinning would do me a little worse than when I was younger. I've done some spinning. I did, the Wild Mouse at Cedar Point, and it didn't make me nauseous at all. But I don't know how I could do with the Mad Tea Party these days. So I'm gonna put it here. Yeah, I'm gonna put it there. The Seas with Nemo and Friends. I think I'm a little more sentimental for this one than the Disneyland one. I grew up with this thing. But even I can admit that it doesn't really do much. Like, it doesn't really have a plot. It's just kind of Nemo things happen. I genuinely do not know what Vacation Fun is. I don't know what this is. So it's going here, and it's not, we're not gonna ask any questions. Mickey's Philar Magic. Yeah. Mickey's Philar Magic is something, again, I haven't seen in a while. I have not seen it in a while. My last visit to the Magic Kingdom was very brief. I would like to see it again, because I believe it has a new scene based off of Coco. It's a lot of fun. I remember liking this a lot. I think it's really cool, the way that it works. I think it's really neat. Now, Turtle Talk with Crush, I haven't done for a long time. But this was a thing we basically always did as a kid. And I'll be honest, the older that I get, the more I think about... When I saw Turtle Talk with Crush on this list, when I was finding these, I was thinking about how... God, Turtle Talk with Crush is so cool. They have... Like, you can interact with a character from a 3D animated Disney movie. And this was built, like, how many years ago? How many years before frickin' VTubers existed? Was this technology being used to talk to children in real time? That's so cool! And just because of that, I'm gonna say, you know what? It's better than Toy Story Mania. It is so cool! Monsters, Inc. Laugh Floor. I think this is fun. I think it's fun. But I think its time is gone. I think it's a little old. I think it's aged. But this is definitely, I would still do this. So I think I'm actually going to put it... Yeah. I actually still have a soft spot for this thing. I definitely have a soft spot for this thing. The People Mover is an A-tier attraction. I'm a Tomorrowland fan. I am an unapologetic Tomorrowland fan. You plop me inside of Tomorrowland and I'm gonna be smiling. I don't care how frickin' out of date they are. I'm gonna have a good time in a Tomorrowland. They are a joke compared to what they could be. But I just like them. I want them to be updated. I want them to rip basically all of them to shreds to put new things in them, to fix them. But I just like Tomorrowland. I like being shuttled around. I think it's neat. Peter Pan's Flight, I think, is... No, you know what? The capacity on this thing sucks. When I was at Disneyland, I didn't do this thing, not because it's not good, just because the wait time is too long. The wait time on this thing ruins it. I genuinely don't like this thing because of how long of a wait time it always gets. Because of where it's placed, because of how long you have to wait for it. I'm just like... I don't care. And so that's why it's going in C tier. Because I'm not ranking it on the ride, I'm basing it on the fact that it has a stupid wait time. That has a dumb, stupid wait time that takes frickin' forever. Expedition Everest. Disco Yeti. Need I say more? Canada Far and Wide, you'd think I would have seen this as a Canadian, but why would I watch a film about Canada? Fantasmic, I actually don't remember. So unfortunately, it's going down here because I have no strong feelings towards Fantasmic. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. Ooh. Better than Slinky Dog Dash. Better than Rock and Roller Coaster. Yeah. My last ride on Big Thunder Mountain was wild. I did it mostly in the dark, and that thing kicked butt. That thing was throwing me around. And it was just so much fun. And you know what? I have better feelings towards it than Rock and Roller Coaster because it looks cooler. Like, sorry. I just think it's really cool. Pirates of the Caribbean, honestly, I think Turtle Chocolate's Crush is cooler. Prince Charming Regal Carousel. It's a carousel. What do you want me to say about it? The Walt Disney World Railroad. What did I put the railroad here? I put it in C tier. Why did I put it in C tier? Why am I putting this one in B tier? Wait, why am I doing that? Why does my gut say that's right? Huh. I think I'm ranking these. I think Monsters, Inc., Laugh Floor, Philhar Magic, and Walt Disney World Railroad might be C tiers. Like, more accurately. Yeah. No, you know what? I think that's more correct. I think I feel better about that. Laugh Floor is a guilty pleasure. Philhar Magic is not a guilty pleasure. And the Walt Disney World Railroad is a transport ride. Yeah, that's correct. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've only done it like once or twice. But, like, it doesn't grab me. The swinging, the swaying, whatever the hell you want to call them, cars. I'll be honest. Has anyone ever been on that frickin' thing and noticed that the cars sway? Is it just me who doesn't notice that? Like, I can't tell. I cannot tell that it does it. I don't notice it. And so, in perfect honesty, I don't think this thing is that good. Space Mountain, again, has to go in here because I don't have strong feelings towards it. Swiss Family Treehouse, I've never done. The Barnstormer. Used to be better. But it is better than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train! The Barnstormer! I'm sorry. It's another Vekoma Jr. coaster. But you know what? I grew up with the Barnstormer. I grew up loving this thing. Like Goofy's Wiseacre Farm or wherever the hell the original took place in the original Mickey's Toontown Fair. I loved that thing. And I still love that thing. If I had more time at the Magic Kingdom last time, on a return visit that was like a full-length stay to Walt Disney World, if that ever happens in my lifetime again, I will get a ride on the Barnstormer. I would prioritize a ride on the Barnstormer over Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Not by much, but I would do it. I guarantee you, I would do it. The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Where did I put it here? Yeah, I agree with this. I prefer the aesthetics of the Walt Disney World version. Personal. And it's also definitely better than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. These tiers between the two are not exactly equal. Treat this more as a, like, front-to-back list. The Tomorrowland Speedway, can we bulldoze this thing already? The Hall of Presidents is worse, but can we just bulldoze this thing already? Anyway, Tom Sawyer Island I haven't done. This is everything Autopia wishes that it wasn't. It's just stupid. Autopia at least had a point when they built it. The Tomorrowland Speedway is a space filler. Anything else there, please? It's tough to be a bug. It kind of stinks. Literally. Anyway, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind I haven't done yet. I haven't done this. Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin. Top of B tier.
Oh my god, I'm gonna get killed for that.
Oh, the Tower of Terror slander. I'm sorry. I like it, okay? It's cool. The spinning, the way that you can control your rotation. Is that not the coolest thing in the world? Is that not cool?
It's not the coolest thing in the world.
This is. But, like, yeah, it's cool. The guns are worse, but come on, it's cool. I kind of explained most of this with Astro Blasters. Tron Light Cycle Run. Frickin' meh. Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid. That's a pretty significant jump. And I can explain myself. We went to the Magic Kingdom when this ride was pretty new. And at one point there was basically no one in line, and we just went around in circles like 4 or 5 times on this thing. We just kept doing it. And that's a fun memory. Cali River Rapids, I have not done. Test Track. Test Track is awesome. I explained this in my video talking about D23, but I will do it again. Test Track is Epcot to me. Test Track is the heart and soul of Epcot. A ride on Test Track. Oh, it's so much fun. It is not as good as Radiator Springs Racers, but it's damn close. And I think Test Track genuinely has educational value, the interactive elements. As my story goes, my first time ever on it, I didn't design, because it has like a design studio. You can design a car. It's kind of the whole gimmick of new Test Track before its upcoming refurbishment. And I didn't go for power. I went for like an eco-friendly vehicle. And I won everything other than power. Like, I destroyed everyone else in the car that was doing the interactive. And it was like, I feel like I learned something about, like, the future of transportation from that. I was like, huh. Like, electric vehicles do a lot good. And I feel like part of the reason why, you know, I have the opinions that I do about electric vehicles and the future of transportation and all that comes from that ride on Test Track. I know that sounds so over the top and dramatic, but it is the truth. It is absolutely the truth. I think that ride actually changed my outlook on that kind of thing, and is why I have some of the opinions that I do today. Along with being just really fun and really cool. Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, this is a great show. I'm gonna say this is the top of B tier show. No. The thing is I have problems with Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular. Better than Turtle Talk with Crush, but not better than The Jungle Cruise. The Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular is an epic stunt spectacular. But the pacing is kind of broken by the rather out of place behind the scenes theming. I think what the show deserves is an update that gives it an extra scene or two. Just one scene, actually, I'd say. But removes all of the behind-the-scenes-y type stuff, because I think its time has passed. That, I think, would bump it up. But this is one of my favorite shows on Disney World property. Might be my favorite. I really like it, actually. The Carousel of Progress is a hard one, because I haven't seen it in a long time. And I think it's really important to history. but I don't know if I have an opinion on it other than that. I think I'm gonna put it right here. Right above Mickey's Filler Mat. No. I think it's better than Under the Sea. B tier's really getting a little clogged here. This might say something about Walt Disney World. Kilimanjaro Safaris is neat. I think it's really cool. This is potentially one of the most ambitious dark rides in the world, if you really think about it. I think it's better than Star Tours. I think it's really cool. It's been a long time since I've done it, so I'm a little rough on that opinion. This is a hard one. Journey into Imagination. This is potentially one of my favorite Epcot rides as a kid. It's been outranked by many things, but I have a colossal soft spot for it. Figment. I love Figment. I love Figment as a character. The fact that I don't own a Figment plush is a crime. I don't think they make them very often. But, yeah. I love this attraction. I know this attraction is objectively bad. But I really don't care. I love this thing. However, on my last visit, the very first show scene, the audio didn't work at all. The first show scene is about the sense of sound. And that is one of my first thoughts when I think about this thing. That is honestly one of my first thoughts when I think about this thing. Just that, damn. Damn. I wish I didn't have to see that. Because it hurt. It hurt to watch one of my favorite attractions not work like that. To be so neglected. To be sitting on that thing and going, Figment deserves better. However, I have enough of a soft spot for this thing that I'll say it's better than the People Mover. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy? Yeah, it's one above. I don't care. It's a Lightning McQueen animatronic that looks so convincing. Like, they fixed all the problems that, because the Radiator Springs Racers ones aren't perfect. They've got lighting issues. Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy is a borderline perfect Lightning McQueen animatronic. It's cheesy. It's cheesy, but I'm a Cars fan, and I loved it. That is my favorite show on Walt Disney World property. The Country Bear Jamboree, I don't really have an opinion on. Navi River Journey does not break A tier. But I love Flight of Passage. Why? Why not? Because it's a beautiful boat ride that's really short. It doesn't really do anything other than be beautiful. It's really beautiful. It's mesmerizing. But that's kind of it. It's always got such a long wait. And it's not really worth the wait. It's pretty, but that's it. Epcot Fireworks. I'm going to say that this is Harmonious, which is the Epcot Fireworks show that I saw, and this is garbage. Harmonious is garbage. Harmonious is actually horrible. Harmonious, I sat there for like 45 minutes because I had just spent my day running around Epcot. I had just gotten off of Test Track, and I was like winded. I was like, I need to stop. And like, I don't often have that. I don't often have, at like Disney of all things, where I need to like stop. But I'm waiting for this and I'm like, I'm excited. I'm really excited, actually. I'm sitting in front of a show that is essentially like trying to one-up World of Color in my head. Like, you put these huge barges that make this beautiful, beautiful lagoon, World Showcase Lagoon, look awful. You spent all this money, and you've got all these beautiful fountains that I thought would hit the same, and the fireworks and everything. And the show plays all the way through, and it ends. And my thoughts are, I don't know how to feel. I don't know if I liked that or not. And it took me a long time to realize that it's just bad. It's bad. It's so bad. Harmonious is awful, and I'm so glad that they've torn it out. And I hope Luminous is better. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. I'm gonna be honest, I don't particularly enjoy Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. And I think the only way I can describe it is flat. Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway feels like every room is in a box. It didn't wow me. It didn't impress me. Like, Rise of the Resistance impresses me. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure impresses me. But I think Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway is... is pretty weak. I think it's just okay. And honestly, I think it actually should be lower than that. I think Star Tours is better. I think the Barnstormer is better. I think I would rather ride the Barnstormer than Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. No. Right here. Better than Journey of the Little Mermaid, but no more. That's right. That's where it belongs. I think it's cute. I think everything... I think the pre-show is better than the actual ride. It's cute. It's cute. But it's not impressive. It feels flat. It feels like everything takes place in a box. Yeah. Dumbo the Flying Elephant. Dumbo the Flying Elephant. I'm gonna be honest. I think this thing is the same problem as Peter Pan's Flight, except they actually tried to fix the problem. It was like a play area. But like, it's not worth the wait. Rafiki's Planet Watch, I don't have an opinion of. Frozen Ever After. Frozen Ever After. I prefer It's a Small World. But Frozen Ever After is really good. I'm a weirdly large Frozen fan. I haven't seen it in a long time, but I really liked Frozen 2. I've seen it like multiple times. I like the music. I like the characters. I don't know why. But like, the ride's like really good. It replaced Maelstrom, which was definitely like a childhood favorite of mine. So I kind of can't forgive it for that, except for the fact that it's actually like really good. It gets way too long of wait times. The boats are too small, but otherwise, like, I don't know. I just think about Frozen Ever After and I'm like, that's a really good ride. But speaking of really good rides, Millennium Falcon, Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run. Smuggler's Run. What Star Tours in the modern era should be. Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run is incredible. Rise of the Resistance is incredible. It's better. But Smuggler's Run is so cool! that is another ride. It's like Flight of Passage. You get so immersed in it. It becomes real. Like, my one regret is I never got to fly the Millennium Falcon. I always went single rider line, because the single rider line on that thing is awesome. You can basically walk on. Bless that thing's existence. Because I did it twice. And I wanted to go back for a third, but the single rider line was closed by the time I got back. But I did, I think I did the gunner and the engineer. Like, it's just so much fun. It's so much fun to watch someone else fly the thing. And, like, there's such a feeling of camaraderie. Like, when you dodge something just barely, like, a cheer goes up. I was single rider. I didn't know these people. Like, we were just random 2 parties of 2 and a party of 1. And we're having such a good time on this thing. Smuggler's Run is amazing. It's incredible. It's fantastic. It's so cool. It is the modern simulator ride. Like, Flight of Passage is a flying theater type ride to me personally. Smuggler's Run, I can't talk enough good about the thing. I would love to walk through its queue. Its queue looks really cool. Single rider, you kind of just skip all of it, and then you get to the like Millennium Falcon lobby thing, and it's like, oh, you're here. Also, the technology behind it is amazing. The stuff that makes it work is super cool. I can't say enough good about it. Enchanted Tales with Belle is neat. It's got, like, one cool effect, and because it's got that one cool effect, it's better than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I have a grudge against this damn roller coaster. Triceratops Spin. It's not worse than the Tomorrowland Speedway, because the Tomorrowland Speedway is in Tomorrowland, and therefore I hate it. I never explained the Hall of Presidents, by the way. But it's definitely worse than the Magic Carpets of Aladdin. It's stupid. It should be torn down. Grand Fiesta... it will be torn down, actually. Or rethemed. Either or. No, tear it down. Replace it with a better flat ride. Grand Fiesta Tour, starring the 3 Caballeros. This is a hard one, because this is a sentimental value one. I'm sentimental towards this thing. And it's high. It's high. It's like, I'm gonna be honest. It's one below Pirates of the Caribbean. That ain't objective. That's subjective. But I like that thing. I love that thing. I can't explain it. I actually can't, but I like it. I like it a lot. Muppet Vision 3D. I don't want to be mean to this thing, but I think I'm gonna be mean to this thing. Better than Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I think it's worse than Laugh Floor. No, it's better than Laugh Floor, but only by a little bit. It's Jim Henson's last work, and that's, to me, the most important part of it. I don't think it's anything particularly impressive. It's a 3D movie. And that's basically it. Yeah. Enchanted Tiki Room. How high am I gonna put this time? Is it better than Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy? Yup! But it's not better than Slinky Dog Dash. Yes, it is. It's better than Rock and Roller Coaster. It's not better than Big Thunder Mountain. Can you tell I have a soft spot for the Tiki Room? You know what else I have a soft spot for? Living with the Land! Come on! Living with the Land is so cool!
Alright, I'm not elaborating. I've never seen a projection show at Hollywood Studios. And the Magic Kingdom fireworks. I'm going to say that this is Disney Enchantment, which is the last fireworks show that I saw, because I've never seen Happily Ever After, as far as I know, believe it or not. And Disney Enchantment, I actually think is pretty good. I actually thought Disney Enchantment was good. A is too high. No, A isn't too high. I thought Disney Enchantment was great. And you know what? It's because it followed Harmonious, and Harmonious was garbage. And I thought Disney Enchantment actually did a half-decent job. And there we go. I think there's our list. In order, S tier is Flight of Passage, Avatar Flight of Passage, Star Wars Rise of the Resistance, Test Track, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Soarin' Around the World, The Haunted Mansion, and Expedition Everest. A tier is Spaceship Earth, Living with the Land, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, Can You Tell Someone Likes Epcot, It's a Small World, Frozen Ever After, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Enchanted Tiki Room, Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, Slinky Dog Dash, Lightning McQueen's Racing Academy, Journey into Imagination with Figment, The People Mover, and Disney Enchantment is what the spot is. That is A tier. B tier is a little clogged. Navi River Journey, Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger Spin, The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, Jungle Cruise, Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, Turtle Talk with Crush, Pirates of the Caribbean, Grand Fiesta Tour starring the Three Caballeros, Toy Story Mania, Kilimanjaro Safari, Star Tours, Carousel of Progress, Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Under the Sea Journey of the Little Mermaid, Mickey's Philhar Magic, The Barnstormer, and The Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. That is B tier. C tier is Enchanted Tales with Belle, Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, The Walt Disney World Railroad, Muppet Vision 3D, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Dumbo the Flying Elephant, Peter Pan's Flight, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Prince Charming Regal Carousel, The Mad Tea Party, and It's Tough to Be a Bug. D tier is Just a Dinosaur and the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival. And F is the Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Triceratops Spin, the Tomorrowland Speedway, the Hall of Presidents, and Harmonious, the old Epcot show. And then a bunch of stuff in Have Not Experienced. D tier was a lot larger here. But yeah, there we go. There is both. You can look at the Disneyland one again if you wish. Kind of hard to tell based on just visuals, because this one has the text. I tried to find one that had text for this one, but it doesn't. Well, that was a good 2 hours. I thought this would be significantly shorter, but it turns out I can talk a lot about this kind of thing, which really, well, I guess you get to see my desktop background. It's not like you haven't seen it before. I kind of forgot that that would do that. That's probably happened multiple times, because I've probably, like, looked at other windows that I have open. Oops. Alright, well, anyway, if you want to complain to me about my Incredicoaster, or my Seven Dwarfs Mine Train opinions, leave a comment. It boosts engagement.